On November 24th, 1971, a man walked onto a plane, committed one of the most daring crimes in history, and then vanished without a trace. His name? Dan Cooper, or D.B. Cooper, or was it? To this day, his true identity, his fate, and even his motives remain a mystery. This is the story of the only unsolved skyjacking in American history. A story that has baffled investigators, inspired countless theories, and captured the imagination of millions. Buckle up! This is the legend of D.B. Cooper, or Dan Cooper. It was the day before Thanksgiving, 1971. A man in his mid-40s, wearing a dark suit, white shirt, and black tie, boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 in Portland, Oregon. He purchased his ticket under the name Dan Cooper. Later, the media would mistakenly call him D.B. Cooper, and the name stuck. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper handed a note to the flight attendant. She thought it was a phone number, maybe a flirtatious gesture, but when she opened it, the words sent chills down her spine. "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary." Cooper calmly explained his demands. $200,000 in cash, equivalent to over $1.3 million today, and 4 parachutes. If his demands were met, he would release the 36 passengers. If not, well, no one wanted to find out. With the money and parachutes in hand, Cooper ordered the plane back into the air, but this time he had a new destination. Nowhere. Somewhere over the rugged terrain of the Pacific Northwest, Cooper did the unthinkable. He lowered the plane's rear staircase and jumped into the night, disappearing into the storm. The crew felt the plane lurch, but by the time they landed, Cooper was gone. Authorities scrambled to find him. Search parties combed the dense forests of Washington state. The FBI launched one of the largest manhunts in history, but Cooper had vanished, leaving behind only a few clues: a black tie, a parachute strap, and years later, a portion of the ransom money found buried along the Columbia River. We followed every lead, investigated every suspect, but Cooper was a ghost. He knew what he was doing. This was what an FBI agent said. Cooper's knowledge of aviation and parachutes suggests he had military or skydiving experience. But who was he? A disgruntled veteran? A thrill seeker? Or just a man who wanted to disappear? Over the years, dozens of suspects have been named, but none have been definitely linked to the crime. Some believe Cooper didn't survive the jump. Others think he escaped and lived out his days in anonymity. And there has been some who believe the whole thing was a hoax. But there has been eyewitnesses, even one of the flight attendant who was communicating with Dan Cooper spoke out about it and confirmed that it was true. More than 50 years later, the mystery of D.B. Cooper endures. Amateur sleuths still scour the woods for clues. Books, documentaries, and even songs have been written about him. He's become a folk hero, a symbol of rebellion and the ultimate escape. But who was D.B. Cooper? A criminal mastermind? A desperate man? Or just a guy who wanted to disappear into the night? The truth may never be known, and perhaps that's what keeps us fascinated.